Welcome, everyone. I'm Tim Stuart from Visual Decisions, and today we're going to be diving into one of the biggest challenges in manufacturing, system fragmentation. We'll unpack how legacy systems such as SCADA, MES, ERP, and PLCs often don't talk to each other and what that means for your business. With me today, I've got Bob Sloma from Sandalwood System Integration Team. Bob, do you want to give a quick introduction?
Sure. I'm digital transformation lead in SME. I've got over 30 years of experience within multiple manufacturing plant and corporate roles, including IT. And I've been with Sandalwood for over 6 years.
All right. Can you tell us a little bit about Sandalwood's approach to digital transformation and system integration?
Sure, Tim. Sandalwood's Systems Integration Group helps clients achieve their business goals through a data-driven approach. We collaborate with stakeholders to define objectives and key metrics, develop a real-time data architecture, and implement tailored solutions. Our process ensures that clients can monitor and manage their business effectively.
And I'll just take a minute and say that I've been a partner with Sandalwood. They've been my key partner from an implementation and integration services side for the past 6 or 7 years now. And great people to work with and very in-depth knowledge in the field. So looking forward to the conversation with Bob today.
Yeah, good to be with you, Tim.
Thanks. So one of the things that we both hear from our customers is that we have too many old disconnected systems. And I've heard that a lot from a lot of different people. What's really going on behind that statement?
Well, Tim, when manufacturers say that they have too many old disconnected systems, they're often referring to siloed systems such as PLCs not being linked, SCADA systems not feeding into their ERP system, and other isolated technologies. This fragmentation leads to several common symptoms.
Mm-hmm.
Without integrated systems, manufacturers struggle to access up-to-date information, which hinders their ability to respond swiftly to changes. Disconnected systems mean data is not readily available and often causes delays in critical decision-making processes. We also see the need to manually transfer data between systems. That increases the risk of errors and inefficiencies. And with data scattered across various systems, there's no unified view, and it makes it difficult to ensure accuracy and consistency.
Mm-hmm.
For example, one of our clients faced these challenges. Their PLCs were not linked, their SCADA system did not integrate with their ERP. This resulted in significant delays in decision-making and frequent errors due to manual data transfers. By implementing a comprehensive system integration solution, we help them achieve real-time visibility, streamline their processes, and establish a single source of truth, which is really important. And it ultimately improved their operational efficiency.
Yeah, I mean, that is a very common situation that we've found ourselves in over the years. I think one of the questions that the audience might have is that if problem is so widespread and so common, why doesn't it get fixed, or why hasn't it been fixed at most of these companies?
Well, the widespread issue of disconnected systems in manufacturing persists to several key factors.
Mm-hmm.
Many manufacturers rely on old equipment with long life cycles. I've been to plants where many are over 20, 30, or even 40 years old. And it makes it a challenge to upgrade or replace these systems without a significant investment. We also see the separation between information technology and operational technology departments, which leads to a lack of coordination and integration and hinders efforts to unify systems. And then, of course, upgrading systems require substantial financial resources. And manufacturers are also concerned about the potential downtime and disruptions that could impact their production. And we all know how important keeping production running is.
Yep.
And many organizations lack the specialized skills needed to integrate diverse systems effectively, which makes it difficult to address this problem internally. And over the years, manufacturers have acquired various systems to meet specific needs at different times. This results in a patchwork of technologies that are not designed to work together seamlessly.
Right.
These challenges, Tim, they create an complex environment where fixing the problem requires careful planning, significant investment, and a strategic approach to integration.
Okay. So let's talk a little bit about what good looks like. What should be the vision here? If everything was integrated, what would the operation look like?
So let's imagine a manufacturing operation where all the systems are seamlessly integrated, the North Star.
Mhm.
We've got a situation where all data from various sources are consolidated into a single coherent model and provide a comprehensive view of the entire operation. Key performance indicators are continuously monitored, allowing for the precise tracking of progress and performance. And interactive dashboards are scattered throughout the plant floor,
Mhm.
displaying real-time data, enabling instant access to critical information, and really helping facilitate informed decision-making. And then also, the system generates automatic alerts for potential issues or current issues and offers predictive insights to anticipate and mitigate problems before they occur. Also, Tim, a high-level overview of a modern digital architecture would include things like programmable logic controllers that are connected at the edge,
Mhm.
ensuring that data from the production floor is captured and transmitted efficiently. What we'd also see a manufacturing execution system, an MES, or a middleware such as a data ops platform like um, uh, HiBite that
Mhm.
serves as a central hub, integrating data from various sources and providing a unified platform for analysis and management. And finally, that unified data hub would seamlessly integrate with your enterprise resource planning system, ensuring that all business processes are aligned and optimized. Finally, a tech agnostic strategy that leverages existing technologies and fills the gaps where necessary is in place, that ensuring that integration process is efficient and cost effective without requiring a complete overhaul of your current systems.
Interesting. So, being able to put those different elements in place that you talked about, but not necessarily having to completely rip and replace everything. So, from a practical perspective, how does Sandalwood help clients address these issues?
Well, Tim, at Sandalwood, we follow a really structured step-by-step approach to help clients overcome the challenges of disconnected systems and achieve seamless integration. We start by thoroughly mapping out the existing systems that a client has and their underlying processes that utilize those systems to help understand what their current state is, and then work with them to help identify areas for improvement. It's really a collaborative effort at this
Yep.
point. And then we work with the client to pinpoint new areas where immediate improvements can be made, allowing clients to see the quick results and build momentum, which is really important to ensure success going forward.
Right.
We also look at using standard communication protocols like OPC UA, MQTT, and REST APIs to ensure interoperability and efficient data exchange between systems and to help ensure ease of integration in the future. We develop a comprehensive and scalable roadmap that outlines the steps needed to achieve full integration, which are tailored to each client's unique needs. And then finally, we provide ongoing retraining and support to help ensure the clients can effectively use and maintain their integrated systems. We really like to help clients, we really like to train clients to fish, right?
Right.
As opposed to
Yep.
having to rely on an outside service to maintain their systems.
Right.
That way, they can utilize us for future opportunities and future enhancements.
Yeah. That way they can handle the basics themselves. And if they need something that's advanced beyond their current capabilities, they can still reach back out to you.
That's right, Tim.
Yeah.
So, for example, we had a client, and they definitely are not alone in this, that face significant challenges with disconnected systems, leading to frequent downtime and inefficiencies. By implementing our step-by-step approach, we helped them achieve some remarkable results. They saw a reduction in unscheduled downtime of 58%.
Mhm.
They substantially improved their reporting speed, which enabled quicker decision making. And finally, they increased their overall production throughput by 8%. So, Tim, these improvements not only enhanced their operational efficiency, but also provided a solid foundation for future growth and innovation.
Excellent. Um, very nice result. We have one comment that came in from Frederick Yarborough. He says that absolutely correct. The choice between upgrading the manufacturing equipment or upgrading systems for older equipment is a tough choice, and most companies struggle with that choice. From my perspective, that is always a challenge when you have that older equipment in place. I've been in plants that still had World War II equipment in place, big old, hydraulic presses kind of stuff.
Yep.
And how you can squeak out, one more bit of efficiency from that is, as a challenge, because that's a massive amount of capital to replace something like those gigantic old presses. What have you seen in terms of how companies can start to make some of those decisions?
Well, once again, it's looking for, ROI is always a big measure that's important when looking at your different options. So it really comes down to what improvement in metrics do you think you can get by either upgrading your equipment, rather than, especially with a press, you're not going to rip and replace that. But oftentimes you could add sensors and more current technology to those presses to help you be able to collect data.
Right.
That you can then use as an input to say, okay, this is where we are from a baseline standpoint, and what can we do to help improve our process
Yep.
for that piece of equipment, as
Yeah.
well as being able to predict when a part of that press might break down on you,
Mhm.
and do and be able to proactively resolve it in a scheduled downtime, as opposed to having it break on you while you're in production and have an unscheduled downtime.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you mentioned ROI, and a lot of times it doesn't necessarily come down to, do I replace this entire piece of equipment, or do I replace the entire controls for it and so forth. Sometimes, as you say, you can just add individual sensors, and it really depends on what is it that you're trying to address? Are you trying to, address, frequent downtime on that piece of equipment? Are you trying to improve the rate of production with it? Are you trying to identify quality issues that are coming from there and so forth? And, depending on what is the goal of what you're trying to achieve, it may be possible, as you say, to just add, some fairly low cost sensors that can connect through MQTT or other ways into these other systems so that you can identify, where you have, those issues that are contributing to the problems that you're trying to address. So you don't necessarily have to do a complete refit of it or replace the equipment. You can just supplement with some sensors to get some of that additional information. Let's see. From an integration point of view, can you talk about integration with existing ERP or MES systems? You touched on that a little bit, but I'm wondering if you can expand on it.
Absolutely, Tim. So at Sandalwood, we specialize in integrating existing ERP and MES systems to enhance visibility, productivity, and traceability. And our approach leverages, like I mentioned before, these standard communication protocols like OPC, UA, MQTT, and REST APIs to help ensure seamless interoperability between your current and future systems. And we have extensive experience in working with a variety of ERP and MES platforms. And our tech agnostic strategy allows us to use your existing infrastructure while filling in any gaps to create a cohesive and efficient system. For example, we recently helped a client modernize their legacy applications by integrating their MES and their ERP and SCADA systems using the Ignition platform by inductive automation. This integration enabled real-time data collection, automated workflows, and improved their overall operational efficiency. By partnering with Sandalwood, you can be confident that we will tailor our solutions to fit your specific needs, ensuring a smooth and effective and efficient integration process.
Excellent. Just because it's probably on people's mind, I know that this is a tough question because it's really going to be dependent on the scope of the manufacturing process. It's going to depend on how much data there needs to be transferred and some of these things. But what does it look like from a length of project for a typical integration?
Well, Tim, as you're alluding to, the duration of a typical integration project, if there is one at Sandalwood, can vary depending on the complexity and the scope of the systems involved. However, we generally follow a phased approach to help ensure a smooth and efficient process. For example, using the Ignition platform, we can quickly develop and deploy the initial phase of a tailored system with room to expand and integrate other systems at a pace that suits the client's needs. This phased approach allows us to deliver quick wins and build momentum while minimizing disruptions to your operations. To get a more accurate estimate of your specific situation, we typically recommend starting with a discovery and systems mapping phase. This helps us understand your current infrastructure and identify the best path forward.
All right. I don't see any other questions. And so for me, one of the key takeaways is that you don't have to rip and replace everything. That it's possible to supplement with some of these additional technologies, and that a smart integration strategy can turn your existing systems that you have in place into a cohesive and high performing operation. Any other final thoughts, Bob?
Well, I'm right there with you in terms of the key takeaways. And, we're always open to to discussions with anybody out there that's interested.
Excellent. Yeah, again, I can't recommend Sandalwood highly enough. I've been working with them for a long time, and they do a fantastic job with these things. So thank you, Bob, for joining me today, and I look forward to talking again in the future.
Thank you, Tim, for having me, and I look forward to talking again.
All right, thanks.